Welcome back to the Bolt Report. Steve Price in for a couple of nights for Andrew, who's taking a break. Let's get into our panel. Sky News commentator Evelyn Ray joins us, and James McPherson, co-host, of course, of The Late Debate, and Danica and James on Sundays. Let's get back, the pair of you, to this embarrassment for the PM Anthony Albanese, never being able to get Donald Trump to meet him face to face. James, what happens if he flies to Europe, Albo, and turns up at NATO, of course, which we're not a member of, and decides he needs to meet Donald Trump, and Donald Trump can't find the time to do it?
Well, I mean, they've already foreshadowed this. In that event, Anthony Albanese's staff have said he will go to the United Nations in New York in September and try to catch Donald Trump's eye there. And if that fails, I fully expect Anthony Albanese to be hiding in the bushes at Mar-a-Lago, trying to attract Trump's attention as he goes past in his golf cart. It's all rather desperate and really unseemly for the Prime Minister of Australia to be chasing the US President around to first to Canada, now to The Hague, possibly to New York, trying to catch his eye. We're not a serious country when that's the measure of our relationship with the United States. But the truth is, Anthony Albanese has never tried to build a personal relationship with Donald Trump. Other leaders have done it. They've been to the White House. Anthony Albanese's had 3 phone calls, which he boasts about being very constructive, though he won't release the details. And how constructive could those phone calls have been when we still don't have an exemption from tariffs? We still don't know if our major security pact is going to go ahead. And clearly, Donald Trump doesn't care enough about Anthony Albanese to advise him that their coffee date in Canada was going to be cancelled. So if Albanese doesn't get this meeting in The Hague next week, it is all sorts of bad, not just for Australia, but for Anthony Albanese as a leader.
Evelyn, one of the things that amuses me about all of this is not many people are talking about the Rudd effect, our old mate Kevin Rudd. He's the ambassador, the Australian ambassador in Washington. He's followed ambassadors of some note like Joe Hockey and Arthur Sinodinos. How much blame should we be putting at the feet of one Kevin Rudd, the ex-Prime Minister, who, I remind everybody, was a captain's choice of Anthony Albanese to take up that ambassadorial job in Washington?
Look, I don't have much faith in our government at the moment, unfortunately. I'm not sure I really have had much, but it seems to be decreasing by the minute. And look, I think that Rudd really put his foot in it a long time ago when he made those negative comments before Trump was elected. And I think ever since then, he's been, trying to cozy back up to him. But we all know what Trump's like. Once you burn that bridge, you've really got to kind of earn that back. And I don't think with Labor in power that that's something that we're going to achieve. But look, I actually have a bit of a different take on this. And I can't believe I'm going to say it, you might need to check my temperature or send, a welfare check. But I commend Albanese for chasing around Trump only for the sheer sake of Australians, because at the moment, our relationship with America is probably our most important, because I think without that military and that alliance, I think that we're in big trouble. I think that the world at the moment is, on fire at all different ends. And the last time that happened and eyes were in every different direction, what happened to the top of Australia? The Japanese tried to get in. And so there is fear that with everything going on in the world right now, that, we're perhaps vulnerable. So I hope that Albanese really kisses Trump's butt as much as he can. I reckon he should sack Rudd, and perhaps we might have a better chance for the future with our relationship with him.